Hey everybody, movie reviewer next door here, and I'm back with another review. And yes, I'm back. Had to send in my laptop for repairs, so it's been a bit. Um, but yeah, watched a random movie on the way to an appointment, and that film was Fatale. Uh, this is a 2020 film, an erotic thriller directed by Dion Taylor, and it stars Michael Ealy, Hilary Swank, Mike Coulter, Damaris Lewis, Tyron Turner, and Danny Pino. In this film, after a one night stand, a successful married man finds himself entangled and tricked in a female detective's latest investigation murder scheme. So, what did I think of Fatale? Now, I have seen this film before. This was one of the earliest movies I saw post pandemic. And to be honest, it's not horrible and it's not good. It's a mess. That's what it is. It's a fucking mess of. Well, I mean, you've seen this type of film before. It's nothing new. It's an erotic thriller in the same vein as Basic Instinct, as Fatal Attraction, as the babysitter one. I can't remember the name of it. There's been a billion of them. This one tries to do some interesting things, but sorry about that. It tries to do some interesting things, but I'll get to I actually have to talk about what happens in the movie because it gets so convoluted. So this is a spoiler review. Um, spoilers. Um, but yeah, it's okay at best, I guess. That's about as much as I can say. But yeah, let me get the cast of the film. Michael Ealy is Derek Tyler. Um, he's okay. He's an actor that I usually really like and stuff. I remembered him being good in Las Vegas. Um haven't seen Barbershop yet. Um can't think of what I've seen him in at the moment, but I know I've seen him in things and I know I've enjoyed him. And here he just seems kind of on autopilot. He's very sleepy. He's very like all of his lines are delivered for the most part. There's some scenes where he's acting pretty well, like he has to cry or whatever, or he has to show emotions and it works. But most of his scenes are, yeah, baby, I'm trying to do something nice for you tonight. And like, ooh, that's our jam. Let's put it up. It's kind of in the same way as Dennis Rodman, like in Third Rock from the Sun, which I'm currently watching. Dennis Rodman, when he comes in, it's very obvious that he's not an actor. He has charisma, but he doesn't really have much of in the way of timing, and he kind of just like slurs through his words. He's like, you know what I mean, like that. That's how he's talking in this. But yeah, he's okay. That's the most I can say. Hilary Swank plays Detective Valerie Quinlan. He has a one night stand with this woman. She basically is after him throughout the entire movie, and I'll get to more of that. But Hilary Swank is an actress that I think has gone kind of criminally underused in a lot of films. Um, she's definitely a very talented actress. I've really enjoyed her in most of the things I've seen her in. Um, the most recent movie that I've seen her in was The Hunt, which I thought she was a really fun villain in. Um, but yeah, she was great in The Homesman. I have to watch that again. Very great western from Tommy Lee Jones. But yeah, I wish she was in more films. I really do because she's a very talented actress. She's really good here. Perfect role for her, crazy white bitch. And she doesn't overplay it. She plays it realistic enough. there's still some moments, and I'll get to that, but yeah, for the most part, she's pretty great. Mike Coulter plays Rafe Grimes. He's a friend of Derek Tyler's. He's good. He's fun. Always nice to see him. Damaris Lewis plays Tracy Tyler, Derek's wife. She's not in the film much, but she works, I guess. She's fine. Tyron Turner plays Tyron Abernathy plays okay. Who is Derek Tyler's um cousin. He's fine. And Danny Pino is the worst actor in the film as Carter Haywood, who is the ex-husband of Veronica. Um, Literally every line of dialogue does not help him, or Valerie, that's her name. He's her ex-husband, and literally every scene with him is like as blatant as you can get with dialogue like, she sent you to kill me. You're not gonna kill me, motherfucker. You pull a fucking gun on me? Like he talks like he's a fucking Guido. He talks like a fucking gang member, and he's like this politician, and I'm like, you picked the wrong actor, or you gave him really shit dialogue. But let me just state right now, I am into this genre when it's done well. I really like Fatal Attraction. I love Unfaithful. Yes, I love Unfaithful more. Um, what was the other one? The one with Sharon Stone. Sliver. Sliver is a good one. I'll have to watch that again. Um, but like I like this genre when it's done well and when the movie is entertaining to watch. One of the biggest issues with Dion Taylor as a director is the social commentary. Social commentary is not inherently bad. There are plenty of movies that do social commentary that I fucking love. Dragged Across Concrete had social commentary about cops doing what they have to do in order to make a living, or not dirty cops, but rough cops, like that don't always play by the book. It was interesting. It didn't paint them as just, oh, horrible people. They're doing what they have to make a living. Same with the criminal characters. Like they it tries to make this gray instead of black and white, it makes more gray characters which are more interesting. Children of Men is, excuse me, a future setting of Britain, which is basically just lampooning off of how Britain was at the time the film came out, or something like that. I like social commentary when it's done right. Dion Taylor doesn't know how to do social commentary in the right way, and it comes off the same as John Singleton's Shaft, where every time something racist happened, it was the most blatant thing ever, and it was very unrealistic, and it pulled me out of it. It pulls me out of it when racism, which is not a light topic, and also doesn't need to be in every movie starring black people. Um, but it can really bring an entire movie down, and it brought Shaft down for me quite a bit. The original and the remake, or the the sequel to the original Shaft with the same name, but it's not the same character, it's the character's son. Very confusing. But yeah, you you have that, and the God, my head. Just thinking about this movie is making me go crazy. But the, there are scenes in this film where they try to. Well, let me break down what happens in this movie. The main character is kind of in a stale relationship with his wife. After 7 years, she barely talks to him. He ends up going to Vegas, going under a different name at the behest of his friend, and he ends up getting laid, pretending that he is not a married man. He ends up sleeping with Hilary Swank, and then after that, he gets robbed. When he gets back home, he gets robbed, and apparently there was an attempted hit put on him. And the detective on the case is Valerie, the same woman he slept with. Which, again, I will say, why did the trailer give this away? This was actually an interesting reveal and could have been kind of shocking, even if a little cliche or predictable. It would have added some spice not revealing that in the trailer. I didn't watch the trailer before seeing it, so it did legitimately. I was like, okay, that was interesting. It's an interesting way to weave these things together. But yeah, she takes over the case. She, in a surprising bit, like there are surprising things in this movie, but there's things that also ruin it. Um, in a surprising twist, she's like, "Yeah, I don't want you to," when she brings him in for questioning about it. She's like, "Yeah, I don't want to tell anybody about what happened, and you're not going to tell anybody about what happened for sure, and I don't need to tell people about my sex life that I work with." So basically, it's like, okay, we're good. But then she finds out that his wife has been cheating as well, just like he cheated in Vegas with her, with his best friend. So, um, later on down the road, uh, he is brought in for questioning, and it turns out that his wife and best friend have been murdered by her, and in order to not for her to not throw him under the bus as a murder suspect because he doesn't accept her advances as much or something. She's like, okay, I did your killings, you're gonna do mine. She wants him to kill her husband, who's the worst actor in the film, who only dies like 15 minutes from the end of the movie. And then after that, it's like the dumbest shit. This main character is fucking stupid. He says all of the wrong shit. Like he walks in the room, all he has to do he walks into her apartment, all he has to do is grab the evidence that proves that he didn't do the murders and then walk away. All he has to do. Yet he chooses to yap yap yap. He chooses to keep on talking. And he's like he she's like, "Come on, take the shit." And then he's like, "Is it now when you kill me?" And I'm like, "Don't give her fucking ideas, you idiot." Then she's like, "Why the fuck would I kill you?" Well, she doesn't say that. She says, "Why would I kill you? I need you alive. You really are stupid." And she literally calls him stupid. And then as he's walking away, he has to make this remark that I bet was to make like, well, I mean, this movie is probably predominantly made for a black audience. And it was probably just to get them to say "ooh," because he says your daughter. Oh God, I didn't even mention the fucking daughter. The whole reason that she wants her husband dead is so that she gets custody of her daughter, which doesn't make sense because she's already been told to stay away from the daughter because she got drunk one night and then the daughter took her gun and almost shot herself in the head. Um, like a 4-year-old daughter. And yeah, apparently her husband being murdered isn't going to track back to her, which doesn't make any fucking sense. But yeah, he says like you got your daughter and all that, and and then he says like your daughter never deserved you, or something like that, and it's meant to be that like, ooh, he did not just say that moment. And then she shoots at him. He shoots back. They have a fight in the elevator, and then the credits. Oh yeah, his cousin decides to, alone with a friend, go and try to kill her, and then she shoots the one guy in the stomach. Really fucking terrible CGI blood. I'll see if I can get a clip of it, because it really does look god fucking awful. It, like, I understand pandemic, whatever. That's their excuse for not using blood squibs or not having better CGI. That's a joke. There are lone people on YouTube who have done like CGI blood that's looked really fucking professional. I bet you can do it. Because it's clear they use blood squibs later in the film with CG plugins for some reason. I don't know why. If you're going to the trouble to use actual blood squibs, why the fuck would you use CG plug-in blood anyway? But yeah, this main character's a fucking idiot. That's one of the issues. The writing in this film is very I don't know what the right word for it is. Obtuse, um, forward, over the top, and not in a good way. If you're gonna do a film like this right, you'd have the main character be putting in as much effort into, or the main actor putting in as much effort into his acting as the villain. Hilary Swank is out acting Michael Ealy at every single turn. Even when she does get a little bit over the top, it's still fun, and I think Hilary Swank knows what kind of movie she's in. Michael Ealy is just like sleepwalking through this, it seems. And I hate to say that because I do really like him. Um, uh, oh yeah, and the race thing. Yeah, they try to add race into it. Now, I understand. Michael Ealy is black, Hilary Swank is white. I understand. Um, well, African American, not full black. They try to say that he is being because he gets like taken out to jail and there's like a bunch of people that think, oh, he did something. And then they're like, this black man is being put behind bars without even a trial. Can you believe this? We're going back to slavery ages. They say some crazy shit like that, and I'm like, they act like, and this is all because his wife and best friend are dead. Did this movie forget? Did the writer of this movie forget? He cheated on his wife. Now, I know in the context of the story, he did not kill his wife and his best friend. I understand that. But to act like it makes to act like the film having this information out that his wife and best friend are dead and it turns out she was cheating on him with his best friend and he isn't the prime suspect. Yeah, he would be the prime suspect in real life. He would automatically. They would have no reason to think Quinlan had anything to do with it because the only people that know about Quinlan are the people that are dead. The only people at the point where he gets brought out in handcuffs that know that Quinlan and him did shit in Vegas are the two fucking people that are Mike Coulter's character, his friend, and the wife just knew her as the detective. So none of this makes any sense, and I understand they're trying to shove in. It is shoved in racial politics because none of this has to do with race at all. Nothing. You could take it out and the movie would flow better. The movie flows fine. It's not like the movie got boring at any point, but it just the fact that Michael Ealy doesn't seem to be taking this movie that serious and that unnecessary shit that's in this movie and the subplot with the killer never gets brought up again. We never find out who the person hired to kill him was because it's assumed that Valerie hired him. Well, no. No, wait, you find out that no, the wife. The wife hired a hitman to kill her husband so that she could be with Mike Coulter, and they were gonna frame it as a robbery, which like what the fuck? This movie has too many subplots. You don't need racism added in for shits and giggles. You don't need the racism. I understand Dion Taylor loves to do this, even in his other films that I've liked, like Black and Blue. I thought was a legitimately pretty good action film. Um, haven't seen his other films. I haven't seen Dead Tone, Meet the Blacks, Chain Letter, Traffic, Fear, The Intruder. But Black and Blue had that problem too, where um the character played by Tyrese Gibson was being held down by the two most racist white cops you ever seen. And I did take some issue with in that film they made pretty much every cop like evil except for the main character. That did become really annoying. Except for like there's like one other one, but it's just really annoying social commentary when it should have just been a fun cop action movie. Um, I still liked it better than this for sure. This movie again, it's not like it's the most boring thing ever. It's not like it's the worst thing ever, but there's just plenty about it that just doesn't make any sense. That is poorly thought out, poorly explained. Um, I'll, I'll see if I can upload a short of the clip of the really bad CGI blood because it really does look like shit. Um, but again, Hilary Swank makes this movie. I'm not saying she makes it great, but she elevates it. If she wasn't there, I'd legitimately think like, yeah, this is a 4. She elevated this 2 points, which is a lot. Um, but yeah, like, do I recommend it? Not really. I think Dion Taylor's other work will probably be better. Even though Traffic has like a like no, Fear has like a 1.6. I'm still curious about it because I like quite a few of the actors in it, but and I have Traffic over there which I haven't seen yet. But yeah, like overall just very disappointed watching it again. It went up 1 star, I guess, so it's a 6, but that still just means it's barely okay. Again, it has some good choices. The music is well done. Um, I really like the kind of like chaotic tone that the music takes whenever there's an intense scene or whenever a character's thinking things over. I really like it. The soft piano during certain scenes. It's very well composed. But again, it's just very meh. It's very forgettable, and yeah, without Hilary Swank, this would just be a bad movie for me. But yeah, that was my review of Fatale. If you've seen the film, let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. If you have any recommendations, put those down there as well. And movie reviewer next door out.